I had to witness actual duck boobs.
My little airbrushed beauty.
Hello and a warm welcome to all the guys, girls, and non-binary pals watching. I'm Lucas Holland, this is Wiki Weekends, and I'm joined as always by Karl Smallwood.
Hello.
Carl, we're in for a lovely treat today. It's been an experience.
Yeah, so our audience at home picked a topic for you to talk about today, and they wanted to punish you with a bad movie.
Well, I kind of wanted to punish myself, I guess. I was in, like, a masochistic mood because I went over to our Patreon and put up a poll for people to go and vote on, and link in description if you want to join. But, yeah, I put up a poll of, pick my poison, here's 4 bad films, and I will watch one of said bad films that is voted for and do a video on it. So here I am talking about the film Howard the Duck.
I'm a dead duck.
I am only aware of Howard the Duck by reputation, and the reputation it has is not good. Would you say that reputation is earned? This is a legitimately bad movie. It's not entertaining in even a cult way of it's funny bad. Is it just bad?
This is definitely the type of movie that if I was a couple of drinks in and watching it with you, I probably would have found it amusing. But I think for maybe a Wiki Weekends first, I took a break halfway through this film and came back the next day.
Keeping in mind we've watched Prison Break for this goddamn series. Season 5 of Prison Break.
And obviously that's a TV show, you will be taking breaks through episodes, but this nearly 2-hour long film, God knows why it's 2 hours long.
I can't believe something George Lucas would be associated with this of poor quality.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Because, this is where he got his practice in for the prequels, I guess, of just, here's how to make a dreadful fucking film.
I'm pretty sure it came out, midway through making Star Wars. He's only a producer, he didn't, direct or write it, but he wanted it to be made.
It's 1986, so I presume that would have been after all the Star Wars films at that point, right?
Probably, I don't know the Star Wars dates.
Star Wars is 76?
There's probably an Indiana Jones movie or two he'd not made yet then, so...
Maybe, yeah. But Howard the Duck, or in the United Kingdom, Carl, we would have known it as Howard... ellipses, a new breed of hero.
Howard the Duck is better because you know exactly what you're getting from that, and that is a shit movie.
Wow!
On the American poster here, the tagline, Carl, is more adventure than humanly possible.
So, do you think that's accurate?
No.
Was there a lot of adventure?
There's very, very little adventure. A lot more, sex/sexual references than I was imagining, though.
It's one of the things about Howard the Duck that is just not funny. He feels like such a dated character of, he's a duck who sexually harasses people. Isn't that funny? It's not really, no.
Oh, Howard, you really are the worst.
It is way less of, Howard sexually harassing people than I thought it was going to be, because one of the first things I thought I knew about this film, or one of the only things, was that there was a sex scene between Howard the Duck and a human. And while there isn't, it does get very close to that of, it's Leah Thompson, bless her, got a rough one with this of having to seduce a Howard the Duck. And it's in a jokey way, and she's doing it to, intimidate him a little bit, but it's still very uncomfortable.
You're 3 feet taller than I am.
I just can't resist your intense animal magnetism.
Whoops.
You feel bad for any actor or actress, not for this movie.
Yeah, and this
is it Kat Dennings who voiced in the What If series?
Yeah.
Where she gets with Howard the Duck. It's Kat Dennings, you're better than this.
Oh, a lava boat ride through the canals of Muspelheim. Wait, you don't think that could, hard boil our baby or anything, right?
At least that's in animation. Leah Thompson had to do that shit in person. I feel very bad because this is coming right off the back of Back to the Future. And Leah Thompson in that movie has to hit on her own son and basically, like, avoid incest. And in this movie, she closely avoids duck sex. Like, oh, you gotta feel bad.
Hopefully she got paid.
I hope so, because this was a rough movie to go through and be part of.
Did you laugh once? I've got a question. Did you laugh once?
No, I didn't.
Did you smile once?
I don't think so.
Did you giggle?
I cringed a lot.
Please put in the clip then that made you cringe the most.
The thing I might have cringed at the most, Carl, was something I was not expecting to see. Within the first 5 minutes of this movie, like, I had to witness actual duck boobs. I don't think I can get away with putting an image on screen, but if anyone's curious, I guess just, like, search for Howard the Duck boobs, because it's a thing they put in this film. They had to make an outfit for a female duck and chose to put breasts and nipples on it and then show that.
And thought that'd be the... People are going to see this in the first 5 minutes of the movie. You know, George Lucas sat there going, this is important to the plot. Right?
Just like, as the outfit's being made, he goes over and's like, yeah, this is right. This feels right.
Just keep in mind, this is George Lucas who thought, I'm going to... people like Han Solo more than Luke Skywalker. How do we try to walk back that Luke-Leia relationship we hinted at? Make them brother and sister. But they made out in the previous film, make them brother and sister. I'm not very good. I've not got a good George Lucas impression, but he always talks like, yeah, so make them brother and sister.
God, the 80s were a weird time.
The thing about the 80s is, any time you're confused by a decision, you can just say they probably did a lot of cocaine. And you're probably right. Like, to the point where I mentioned Star Wars earlier, Carrie Fisher in her autobiography is like, yeah, I was so high on cocaine, you can literally see the coke nail that I used to... No. People don't know coke nail, it's where you cut like your pinky into a sharp point so you can scoop cocaine out and sniff it. You can see that in Star Wars.
Is that not one thing that they edited out?
Nope.
Obviously, we're dunking on George Lucas here. The film's directed by Willard Hook.
Okay, I've got him here. He is known... he wrote the screenplay for American Graffiti, George Lucas's movie, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and polishing the original Star Wars A New Hope. So
Right.
he did work closely with George Lucas. So it's to be assumed that George Lucas did have some input on this, if it's one of his closest confidants directed in his stead.
It's so weird as well. Like, skipping forward a little bit here, it says, Lucas proposed adapting the comic book following the production of American Graffiti in 1973. After multiple production difficulties and mixed responses to test screenings, Howard the Duck was released in theatres August 1st, 1986. And that means that there was a 13-year period where George Lucas was like, I have to get this movie done.
He's just not a good filmmaker.
No.
We've beaten a dead horse. He's not a good filmmaker. He has some good ideas, but he always needs someone to rein him in.
That's the thing. He is, or at the very least was, you know, he's not dead, but I mean, like, he's not really actively making films anymore, as far as I can tell.
He's one of the few rich people I respect, so he's sold out and just you've never heard from him because you don't care.
Mm-hmm. He is a visionary in the sense of he is the guy that thought up of Star Wars, right?
He's an idea man. But even then, Star Wars is just, it's the most basic hero's journey adaptation.
Mm-hmm. And obviously it rips off like a ton of other things, but hey, so does everything. So it's not just George Lucas that is, you know, copying everything that came before it. There's something curious about this. The Wiki, you know, says that this movie stars Leah Thompson, Jeffrey Jones, and Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins is a great actor as well.
Yeah, you know, they do all right with what
the material they've been given.
But it's weird to just not have, like, the credit here for Howard the Duck himself.
Well, there's a reason for that, because I was looking up the Wiki, Lucas, and it's like, when you click on Ed Gale, who played Howard the Duck, at least he was the suit performer, Edward Gale was an American actor, stunt performer, and registered sex offender.
Okay.
Oh, the voice was Chip Zine.
You would think that they'd at least credit the voice actor for Howard, right?
I guess it's literally the title character.
Yeah. So, it's strange. Anyway, it is, of course, based on the Marvel Comics character Howard the Duck, and the film was produced by Gloria Katz. Carl, this screenplay was originally intended to be an animated film but the film adaptation became live action because of a contractual obligation. Just even back in the 80s, it was all massive fuckery with contracts and Marvel, right?
Do you think they just look at the Howard the Duck costume and say maybe it should be animated?
No one laughs at a master of quack fu and a second. Jimmy, okay?
Because I know like an animated film probably wouldn't do that well, but you do have stuff like Heavy Metal. Well, that was like an animated like adult feature. That it did okay. It's a cult classic.
You could as well maybe just make the screenplay a bit more kid-friendly as well, not so just filled with sex all of the time. Like, the first half of the movie is just sex-obsessed.
Because that's the joke, and it's not a funny joke. And when your story has one joke, and that joke's not funny, that's not a recipe for a good film. I think, too, recently I watched Happy Gilmore 2. Happy Gilmore 1, it's fine.
It's alright.
It's not as good as people say it is, but I understand why people would have an affinity for it.
Like, Shooter McGavin's great.
Yes, like he's the best part of the film.
Yeah.
Like, Happy Gilmore 2 has one joke, and that joke is that Adam Sandler's character is an alcoholic. And you better believe they hammer you with that joke for 45 minutes straight. And it's not fun. It wasn't funny the first time.
I was now a single father of 5 children. There was really only one thing I could do.
It is weird even to this day how much stuff like that is played for a laugh. It's like, it's really not funny. You know, this movie, I think, again, that opening couple of minutes were just, he's still in the duck world and not been teleported to Earth by a space laser.
I'm sorry, you're not allowed to say duck world and stay with a straight face. That is a comic book movie of fuck you, duck world's not a thing.
Oh my god, I thought I was making that up on the plot. It says, on Duck World. I thought I was making it up by calling it Duck World. Dear God. While he's still on Duck World, obviously, it's like, you know, the first couple of movies of this very, very slow movie are setting up, you know, looking around Howard's apartment where he's got all of these different references to pop culture, but they're all ducks.
And did any of them make you laugh?
No, but
here's a question.
He does.
Are any of them even approaching the quality of the puns in Wallace and Gromit?
None of them are even puns. It's just like posters of.
Because that's the they've not even like got duck puns in all the names.
No, but they do have duck porn because he pulls out a play duck instead of a Playboy. And just looks at a spread, and it's like,
sure, whatever. At least they're parodying, right? Because that's the thing. Howard Duck is supposed to be a satire. The idea was we're going to tell these like satirical stories, but we're going to make the main character an anthropomorphic talking smoking duck because people are less likely to complain because it makes them look like an idiot to complain about a smoking duck.
Yeah. Most of the kind of like satire or parody is very, very just front facing, like on the surface of just, oh, well, I know duck fu instead of kung fu. It's like, okay.
The fact there's not even like a multitude of duck or bird puns seems like that's the very least you can do right.
There's a smattering, but a lot of it is just replace thing with the word duck. I also find it very uncomfortable that obviously Howard the Duck, even in the comics, is just, you know, he's not a regular duck, he's an anthropomorphized duck.
He's also a fuck ugly from a design standpoint.
I mean, he's so much uglier in this film, I'll tell you that.
Like, if it might be intentional, but it's just an objectively off-putting art style that he's drawn in 90% of the time.
But, yeah, Howard the Duck is not even really a duck other than, like, the feathers and the bill, where, like, they still, like, they don't really have wings, and they can't swim or fly. It's like, okay, sure. I don't know how accurate that is to the comics, because I haven't really read the Howard the Duck comics, but it just feels very, very strange that, yeah, Howard the Duck can't swim or fly.
Like, he doesn't do anything that a duck can do.
No, other than stand out as a thing on Earth, being weird.
Get out of the way.
Hey, look at the talking duck.
Bug off.
Lord, what is that?
Doesn't even do that much. Like, a lot of the film is pushed by the other characters kind of dragging Howard around. And there is, like, occasional times where he's more of an active character, like Beverly, played by Leah Thompson. Just, she's in a band and talks about how they're not getting paid by their manager and all this, and he's trying to skis on her. So he goes over and kicks the shit off the manager and gets the money back and fires him. But a lot of the time it's kind of other characters just telling Howard the Duck what to do and where to go.
Ow!
Howard, this isn't working.
Tell me about it.
Can I give you a hand with that?
No, we're doing... What's in the bag?
I'm doing fine, thank you very much.
I guess I was about to say it works, but it doesn't. I mean, it says upon release, the film was a critical and commercial failure and was criticised for its humour, performances, inconsistent tone, and appearance of the title character, though the effects and soundtracks were mostly praised.
Are the effects on Howard the Duck decent?
No, and I don't know whether they could be considered decent for 1986, but everything looks bad and ugly.
I've seen screenshots and it just looks bad. It looks ugly.
It's so ugly.
In a way, not even an interesting way. It's visually off-putting, and I don't want it on my screen.
I mean, the most impressive thing is not actually the effects or soundtrack to me. It's probably the set design. Like, some of that was pretty cool. Like, that's the best thing I can say about it. Like, some of it was kind of cool, but yeah, I don't know. It's not great. It has apparently developed a cult following, but is considered amongst one of the worst movies ever made.
And you mean that in a genuine sense, right? Like, here's the thing. There's people out there like, The Marvels is the worst thing Marvel's ever made. Go watch this shit.
Oh, no, yeah. This is on, like, multiple lists of critics, like, worst films ever made. And is on, apparently on Roger Ebert's list of most hated films.
He was a good reviewer, was Roger Ebert, but there's just something so beautiful about when he really hated something.
Yeah,
he would just tear it apart.
And I imagine he teared this apart if it's on one of his like least favourite film lists. But it did get nominated for 7 Razzies and won 4. And then,
I'm not the biggest fan of the Razzies. Like, I know it's a request we've had to cover at some point. It's just, it feels very mean-spirited. And I know that we're making fun of this movie and have like made fun of George Lucas, but there's something about like just handing the award to someone, especially when it's like like, who the fuck are you to say this? Like, it's alright for us nobodies on the internet to say it, but like, who the fuck are you to think that these actors need to come in and accept these awards? And I'll always give respect to Halle Berry for rocking up with her Oscar and accepting the Razzie in person and be like, yeah.
That's the thing, right, is that a lot of people put time and effort into this still. So to dedicate an entire, like, actual award show to dunking on people, it's like, we've all been there, we've all made crap.
That's what, like, I respect the actors who say, yeah, we've made some shit in the past, but at least I'm working. What have you done? Because the people who do it are reviewers and critics. It's like, sure, yeah, reviewers and critics like Roger Ebert, they do contribute something to the cultural zeitgeist. The extra step of setting up an awards ceremony is like, isn't this bad? It feels like excessively dickish, especially when you hear like all the they've had like child actors before singled them out. Like just before Bruce Willis got diagnosed with aphasia, they like give him his own special category,
right?
Of, like worst performance in a Bruce Willis movie, and they apologize. It's like this just feels very 90s.
And that's the thing, right? Is like I know that people like this kind of video where we can dunk on something for being bad. But there's a reason we only do it on a handful of occasions, right? It gets real boring real fast to keep doing it. I'd be like, it feels a bit mean-spirited if every single one of our videos was just dunking on things.
It's also as well like corrosive to the soul.
Watching the movie was not great. I'm enjoying like having this conversation, but to do it too often would be not great.
Those weirdos, right, who all they seem to do is just, like, make videos about things being woke. And it's like, do you not want to, like, go outside? Do you want to, like, do anything that actually brings you happiness and joy?
Skis on Leah Thompson like Howard the Duck does.
It's like, man, just Howard the sexually harassment duck, man. At least it's realistic for a duck, right? 'Cause probably heard that ducks are assholes.
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is weird that there's that scene, as I say, where they're in bed and Leah Thompson's, like, flirting with him. Just prior to that, he sees her crawling into the bed in her underwear and makes a comment of like how he's starting to find an appreciation for the humans on the planet.
I've given up trying to assimilate. I've got to get back to my own kind. Although...
is this meant to be a likable main character? It's like, sure, are we rooting for the sexual harasser?
I don't know, it is the 80s.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It was the style at the time.
It was the style at the time, right? How many characters from like 80s movies that are supposed to be like romantic or heroic, just they're huge big sex pests?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess that's meant to just be part of Howard the Duck's charm.
Part of his charm is the sexual harassment duck.
And, you know, Carl, I did say earlier that there's nothing that even made me chuckle a little bit. I will give credit to what I don't know if it's meant to be funny or not, but Dr. Walter Jennings, who is the one played by Jeffrey Jones, like, they are possessed by the dark overlord of the universe and slowly start getting taken over by them, or very quickly get taken over by them, to be fair, and it's like, oh, I think I'm dead, and then just like this very weird, like, high-pitched voice comes out of him of like, yes, you are dead, now I have taken over the body, and it's like a fucking Power Rangers villain. It's like inside of him.
I'm dead.
Yes, you are. You think that's funny, Jennings? I'm not Jennings anymore. The transformation is complete.
To be fair, I do want more Lord Zed style voice acting in my movies and TV shows, because that's the thing. You mentioned Power Rangers, like, fuck it, I'm going to distract you from Howard the Duck. Let's talk about Power Rangers for a little bit.
Okay.
Who's your favourite, like, voice from Power Rangers? Is it Rita Repulsa or is it Lord Zed?
No, it's just Rita Repulsa, man.
I do like Lord Zed being he's so metal.
Lord Zed is great, you are right, but I don't know if anything can beat, like, make my monster grow!
Magic wand! Make my monster grow!
We talked about, like, the Power Rangers movie at some point, and one of my absolute favourite parts of that, besides how campy it is the fact that Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa, the actors just play them like a bickering old married couple.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Ivan Ooze walks in, and she's like, who the hell are you? And he just throws like the ooze on her face, like, finally, someone shut her up. It's great. That's how you make an asshole character likeable.
He's nothing but a slime-infested jelly donut!
Finally, someone shut her up.
That's how you make a good bad movie, right?
Oh yeah, like Power Rangers the movie sucks ass, but it's so funny. And it's worth watching because at least it's entertainingly bad. And it doesn't overstay its welcome. 90 minutes.
And God does this. Like, there's a chase scene where they have to get back to, like, the... I don't want to get too much into the details of this, but they have to get back to the space lab where, like, he got teleported from. For some reason, the character says, like, oh, Howard, we shouldn't take a cop car. That would be too conspicuous. Then they find an ultralight aircraft in the back of a trailer and go, yeah, let's spend all night putting this together and then fly over to the laboratory instead of just, like, I don't know, get a taxi. I'm not joking when I say they take all night to build this thing, because it goes from night to day when they start the engine and the cops have found them. But yeah, they decide to, like, slowly fly this tiny little plane all the way to the lab instead of just getting some kind of car or something.
Because they needed an action scene.
They needed a chase scene that lasts like 15 minutes interspersed with other stuff.
Like, bullet this ain't.
Howard, in prehistoric times you flew. Fly, Howard. Find your instincts. Trust your birdness. Fly!
It's a rough watch. Just trust me on this one. And yeah, it just features Dr. Walter Jennings just getting slowly more and more crazy powerful as the Dark Overlord, taking over their body, just goes into like a nuclear plant and just stands inside the nuclear power plant, like energy center, I don't know what it's called, but just gains all of his power from there.
I feel much better.
He says he's taken over that body because he can't exist in this earth without a human body.
Yep.
Then when they take him out of the human body, he just appears as a giant, crappy-looking monster anyway.
Like, what was his plan?
The plan was to go and call a bunch of his buddies with this space laser and bring them out of essentially the fucking dark dimension. And yeah, just bring a bunch of dark overlords over to Earth and take over, I guess.
4, 3, 2, 1, arrival.
But there is an excellent moment where they're after more energy, and they take the cigarette lighter out of the truck, and then get an appendage out of their mouth, like a tentacle-like thing, and just stick it into the charger and charge their body off the cigarette lighter.
Someone out there thought that George Lucas thought that was an interesting visual. Because whenever there's a stupid fucking visual in one of his movies, you know it was him, right?
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, he basically did that for Phantom Menace with Jar Jar Binks getting his face stuck in the pod racing thing.
The predecessor to Jar Jar Binks, just the Dark Overlord with the tongue charger.
I'm pretty sure as well Howard the Duck has a cameo in Phantom Menace, or is it E.T.? I know one of those aliens has
it's E.T. Just in the background, a few E.T. looking aliens as part of the Senate hearing.
Just a nod to the fact that he worked with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. It's wild when you think about the fact that, obviously, again, George Lucas invented a lot of cool stuff, but when you think about the kind of the pedigree of George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, and think was this a balanced affair in terms of skill?
Yeah, it's you look at what Steven Spielberg's done. It's what he's why do you see the first blockbuster in Jaws? Why do you see one of the greatest movies ever made in Schindler's List? Some legitimately just fantastic movies that will likely exist in some way, shape, or form for centuries.
I mean, they're never going to stop making Jurassic Park movies. So.
They're not, are they? And what did George Lucas do after Star Wars money dried up? He made that Red Tails. Remember Red Tails?
Oh, no, I don't.
It's possibly one of the most embarrassing interviews given by someone involved in a movie, where Red Tails tells the story of some black pilots during World War II. It's a real story, dramatised, of course, and it got bad reviews because the film wasn't good and the effects were terrible. But there's an interview with George Lucas where he talks about, I think it's just not getting promoted because it stars an all-black cast. And it's George, you just made a bad movie.
Yeah, you just got to admit it sometimes, mate. Speaking of bad movies, Carl.
Yes.
Obviously, I don't want to spend too long just, again, dunking on Howard the Duck. Is there a movie that you would recommend to people that is more in the category of so bad that it's good?
I think I'd say a bad movie then. Because I think the only movie like yourself I found difficult to watch is recently when I mentioned movie 43.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I couldn't even get through the clip that I was finding for when I mentioned that in a video. Legitimately painful to watch. But in terms of so bad it's good, there's plenty. It just depends what your criteria would be. For myself, I'm a big fan of the bad action movies. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of Power Rangers the movie, the Mortal Kombat movies. They're fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as long as the action's somewhat decent, or at least it's cheesy enough, you can still find entertainment in all Jean-Claude Van Damme's bad movies.
Mm-hmm.
The Street Fighter movie, that's fun to watch. Just because, you can tell everyone was coked out of their fucking mind.
Maybe for myself, I would maybe say Space Jam. But when I actually think about it, Space Jam's 2/3 of a film is just a bit boring and stilted, and then the last third of that movie is pretty great. It's not necessarily super bad and funny.
Yeah, Space Jam's worth watching just to see how hard Michael Jordan is trying to act. And as well, when you know about how much of a legendary piece of shit he was and the massive egomaniac that he is, when we're going to go to Michael Jordan's house and they cut to just a a 2-up, 2-down suburban home on someone. She's like, Michael Jordan doesn't live in that house.
Not at all. Like, it's a nice house, but absolutely no way. He's not letting other people have access to his, like, property, right?
Plus, as well, just everyone absolutely hamming it up.
I'm not saying that Space Jam is, like, a horrible film. I love Space Jam. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. But when you actually think about it, there's a large chunk in the middle where there's just not much going on.
And some of some of the humour like lands a little flatly, but the characters are charming and the actors playing the characters are trying. Like, I think it's like Wayne Knight. He puts on a decent performance where he's so sweaty.
And Bill Murray's funny in it, obviously. Like,
he just rocks up out of nowhere at the end. It's like, I didn't know Bill Murray was in this picture. Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
He'll sign autographs all day long and play one-on-one with the paying customers. And you'll always lose.
It's hard to make something with Bugs Bunny in it boring.
Apart from the bits where it's kind of boring. Like, the bit where they have to go get Michael Jordan's shoes, right?
Yeah. Bugs Bunny has an insanely high charisma stat. And is just an incredibly charming character that is there anyone out there you think dislikes Bugs Bunny?
I hope not.
Yeah, because I know people dislike Mickey Mouse. I don't like Mickey Mouse. I think he's a boring character. He's a nothing character.
In most instances, I would agree with you, yeah. Like, there's not much going on in terms of personality.
But Bugs Bunny, man. Bugs Bunny's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And Carl, there's something in the Wikipedia that you pointed out that maybe would have not saved this movie, but changed it for the better.
At least elevated it to the cult status that I think it has unfairly. Given your response, it probably doesn't deserve to be considered a cult film if you didn't even crack a smile once.
Not really, no. And again, the only time I giggled was just laughing at what I assume was meant to be a not funny voice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it does mention here in the Wikipedia page that there were multiple actors audition, including John Cusack, Robin Williams, and Martin Short for Howard's voice. And if this had a Martin Short or a Robin Williams as Howard the Duck, maybe this would have been a slightly more fun film. Like, can Robin Williams, speaking of someone with a high charisma stat, can he ever make something not fun?
Not to mention as well, Robin Williams in a movie that has, like, slightly edgier, more adult humour.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect for him, because the amount of like voice work that he did, we had to tone it down. There's that infamous, legendary cut of Aladdin that's supposed to be like R-rated, because just you'll never see the light of day.
No,
but Robin Williams recorded a bunch of like R-rated lines for that film. He'd have done a good job with it.
I will say, obviously, Robin Williams. There are plenty of performances that they had dramatic roles in, and they were very good at that too. But if Robin Williams has a chance to make something funny, they're going to make it funny.
I don't think there's a single bad role they had, right? Even in the movies that are bad that he's in, he's still the best part of them because he gave a fuck.
I didn't even realise this. Apparently, Williams did work on the movie, Carl.
Okay.
Williams worked for a week before quitting, stating, "I can't do this. It is insane. I can't get the rhythm of this. I'm being confined. I'm being handcuffed in order to match the flapping duck's bill."
Here's the thing as well, if Robin Williams says that, you change the duck's fucking bill so you can get right?
You don't go and cast a different voice actor.
What I'm thinking now is like George Lucas looked at that and went, the duck's too important. Give the duck tits.
For the Robin Williams money, it just went on more duck boobs, Carl. Anyway, Carl, I'll go to sleep tonight just thinking of what could have been if Robin Williams was in this movie, but I still just can't believe that this is one of the first feature-length Marvel films they decided to make. I know George Lucas seemed to specifically request the adaptation, but how did they have so many good characters, even if they didn't necessarily have the film rights to Spider-Man at that point?
Well, it is as well. There were so many weird, bad Marvel movies that got made, right? There was that infamously bad Captain America one, where they put rubber ears on his helmet for some reason.
Another movie that I did see listed as one of the worst superhero movies of all time.
It's like the weird Supergirl one. which is like completely disconnected from any like the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. We didn't start getting good ones till like Blade. So I've seen like a lot of discussion about like Blade needs more credits. Everyone always like points like Spider-Man
or X-Men, right?
Spider-Man, X-Men, and later Iron Man. It's like you gotta give credit to Blade. And it's what Black-led superhero movie. Yeah. R-rated.
Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck was the one pioneering.
Blade would kick the fuck out of Howard the Duck.
I don't think I could talk about this movie any longer, so I hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a lovely day, and let us know in the comments just a movie that you could not sit through. It's goddamn Howard the Duck. Wow, Carl. That was a really great video that we both just watched.
It was indeed, yes. I greatly enjoyed our discussion of Topic.
I love Topic.
I do, yes. Like, you know, the stuff we talked about while discussing Topic was very interesting, and I hope the audience found it interesting too.
You're one sexy man. Fill up, J. Fry.
And you know who else we have to show love to, Carl? That would be, of course, the people on our shout-out tier over on our Patreon.
We certainly do, Lucas, and if anyone would like to join our Patreon to get a shout-out at the end of the videos, they can do so by following the links found below. As a reminder, we have a standing offer, a challenge, if you will, to our audience to try and come up with a name to shout out that is difficult for us to pronounce or just embarrasses us with our lack of knowledge, as people did last month with the reference to the Transformers movie we didn't get.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a rough one. People certainly let us know about that, but hopefully maybe we do a little bit better this time with knowing what all the references are.
Ba weep grana weep nitty bun. Ba weep grana weep nitty bun. Ba weep grana weep nitty bun.
Well, I certainly get the reference in the first person we have to shout out. So the first person we have to give a shout out to is Bee of Awesome. Specifically, their name reads, Bee of Awesome do a fusion dance to make Lucal or Carcass. P.S. Wish me luck with the calves this month. And Lucas, are you feeling a fusion dance?
I mean, yeah, sure, let's go.
Okay, so do you remember the fusion dance?
I do, because you got to kind of go that way and then that way.
You go that way, and then it's you want to do the so
fusion. There we go. We did our best. The Discord
also, so we'd have to get really far back as well to make sure we could fit our mouths on screen. Because I feel like with our height difference, if we try to do a fusion dance, we would do the thing where your fingers don't quite connect, and we'd end up creating like a really skinny one or a really fat one.
But then the next person we have to shout out is Dan Daly. So thank you so much, Dan Daly.
And I am a big fan of the alliteration. The more alliteration, the better, in my opinion, which a couple of our Patreon supporters have taken to heart by turning their name into a tongue twister.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
But there's no tongue twister here, Lucas, with Judge Dredd. Simply Judge Dredd. And I just want to give one more shout out, because every time I point out that Judge Dredd is supposed to be like satire, some people don't get it. And it's like, do you really not get that it's supposed to be satire when Judge Dredd uses white phosphorus indoors?
Shh, calm. That's just badass, right? That's just cool.
It's like, well, I didn't realise Judge Dredd is a commentary on the over-militarisation of the police. White phosphorus grenades authorised for use indoors, next to people's houses.
Oh. That would lead to, Carl, people kicking the bucket.
It would indeed.
That's how we thank the next person who supports us, kicking bucket with a little bucket emoji afterwards.
I love us like, again, at some point, we're going to get people just submitting hieroglyphics.
We have to, yeah.
Like, people are going to be submitting hieroglyphics or just like, you know, Sanskrit. Or just like, okay, I translated the sound that an owl made. There you go, done.
Like,
figure that out.
What happens when you put Wingdings into Patreon names, right?
Oh god, I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out what happens when you try and get Microsoft Sam to say Wingdings.
Put out an APB on a Eustace R. Dewo. Better start with Greektown.
Right. And the next person we have to shout out is Lucille DeSteele. And thank you to Lucille DeSteele for letting me put in more clips of one of my favourite film, Real Steel.
Please do something!
Not yet.
That's right, Charlie, not yet.
I don't care how limp the excuse is. If there's an opportunity to put a clip of Real Steel into a video, I'm putting a clip of Real Steel into that video. Specifically my favourite clip, where right at the end of the film, Hugh Jackman, who's in control of the robot, just go with it, he's fighting like an 85-ton mega super $1 billion robot, and he just goes, He just gives him like, I'm not fucking doing. I didn't hear no bell.
I gotta tell you, folks, the champ looks tired. This robot seems to be running on empty. I don't believe it. Adam is taunting Zeus.
Mr. Turbo!
He's actually asking for more.
And Carl, if we're going to use this as an excuse to throw in some like fun clips from comfort movies, then I have to thank Michael Tatum for supporting us, so I can throw in a clip of one of my favourite mics, and that is Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc.
Oh, well, hello there. What's your name?
Michael Tatum.
Is it ever confirmed that his full name is Michael Wazowski, or is it just Mike?
I don't know about the Michael. It's definitely Mike Wazowski. I don't know whether it's Michael Wazowski.
Because I know, like, Sully is James P. Sullivan, right? Like, he has, like, a full proper name. I'll double check. And I'll put, like, a picture on screen to confirm whether or not... Is he Michael Wazowski, or is it Mike?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you, right? When I found out your name isn't Lucas.
Shush, that doesn't need to go in. It's fine.
The thing that Joel is that's law. That's deep law. So wait, what? Lucas's name isn't Lucas? What the fuck is it?
Shh. Cut the clip. Cut the clip.
Shh. Don't tell people his secret real name. So we move on now to, speaking of secret real name, Rosalindus Memphis. And I did try last time we shouted out Rosalindus Memphis, who is a returning supporter. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. A clip from the song Walking in Memphis, because I like that song, and it's the only song I could think of with the word Memphis in it. I put in 1 second of that piano intro, instantly copyright struck. Keep in mind as well that this shout out goes at the end of the video.
Yeah.
So at the end of a 50-minute long video, whoever owns the rights to that song, Mark Cohen, I think it is, his music label must have seen this video. Oh, it's a 55-minute long video. They use 1 second of his song.
We own that shit.
We can claim all that money. It's like, fuck you.
I'm going to make things a little bit more difficult for you then, Carl, because I'm going to say, thank you to the next person who is on our chart tier, of course, Split Scream. And I was going to mention, as you mentioned, music, just putting in some Starscream music from Transformers Devastation.
Prepare to be lost in space, Autobot!
Oh, you can get away with that. Video game music you always get away with.
Oh, okay.
So I'll definitely put the clip in of Starscream's theme song from Transformers Devastation. That game whips ass. And you know what? Whoever wrote that song won't send us a copyright strike because they want it to be shared. They know how rad it is. You know what, Carl? You put that clip of Starscream's theme in. It's awesome. More people need to hear.
Hopefully a Transformers clip will make up for our devastating Transformers miss last month.
And I will certainly put in the clip of Starscream flying into frame as Butt Rock starts playing in the background in the middle of space, where he just screams "Prepare to be lost in space, Autobots!" My favourite quote from Starscream is in the challenge mode, where one of the challenges is fight Starscream and Thundercracker and 15 other fucking jets at once. And it's the only time in the game Starscream ever says the line "death from above," but he says it so quick because he's flying as he says it. He's like, "Death from above!" and just flies it.
Destruction from above!
And as mentioned earlier, there's a gauntlet being thrown down for our audience on Patreon to challenge us with tongue twisters. Someone's taken that gauntlet, dipped it in shit and slapped me across the face with it. So their name is the Boladus Bajando Baja Blast Buffing Bacas de Caca de Buffalo Bombonado Bolodeses Bucanada Ebaca Bailando Con Barbosa. And I will say, I'm a fan of tongue twisters. I'm not a fan of tongue twisters in languages I don't speak. I like my favourite poem. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair, so Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't Fuzzy Wuzzy.
And in that cut...
So I'm good at tongue twisters, just not ones in languages I don't speak.
I was giggling because Carl has clearly cut him fumbling a tongue twister out.
That's getting cut as well, fuck it.
And then I guess one name to challenge me to shout out is Tiniqui Ochata Octiclane Tomi. And you always Correct me on this one. Is it Nahuatl, the language? Yes?
Nahuatl, I believe, yes. Like
getting there.
Mexicano, I believe.
I'm getting there
Again, we
with
don't
that
speak
one.
the language, so we appreciate people trying to challenge us on our pronunciation, but for a tongue twister, give me a tongue twister in English. And speaking of little, the final person we have to shout out is ghost emoji, little ghost emoji. And Lucas, who's your favourite little ghost? Is it Casper? It's got to be Casper.
I mean, the moment you said little ghost, the first thing that came to my brain was Casper. So, if not my favourite, it's at least word association, right?
Yeah, like Casper, like the friendly little ghost. Should we do a video about Casper at some point? I'd like to rewatch that movie to see if it's held up.
Casper, the friendly ghost, the friendliest ghost you know.
To be fair, I would actually low-key kind of love a reboot of Casper the asshole ghost with a gun.
Oh, dear. But yeah, I guess thank you all once again for a new month of more support from all you lovely folks. And yeah, it's just always appreciated. Thank you so much.
Support is never expected, but always appreciated. Thank you. Have a great time.